This man was on the news begging and crying for Madeline's safe return, when in reality, he knew that she wasn't coming back. Madeline Sophia Soto was born on February 22, 2011, to her mother, Jennifer Soto, and to her father, Tyler. Parents were not together, but Madeline still had a very good and close relationship with her father. Eventually, Jennifer began dating 37-year-old Stefan Stearns. The two were dating for some time, and then Jennifer and Stefan moved in together, along with Jennifer's daughter Madeline, and the three of them were now living together in Kissimmee, Florida. On Sunday, February 25, 2024, Madeline celebrated her 13th birthday. While technically her birthday was on Thursday the 22nd, but they chose to celebrate on a Sunday. Madeline had a birthday party with some of her friends and with her family members, but unfortunately her mother Jennifer was not able to attend due to work. However, her mom's boyfriend Stefan was able to make it to the party towards the end. Later that night, Jennifer asked her boyfriend Stefan if he was able to take Madeline to school the next day because she was really exhausted from work. Stefan agreed to that plan, and that was it. So the next day, on Monday, February 26th, Stefan says that he dropped Madeline off at this church, which was just a couple of blocks away from the school. He said he dropped Madeline off there somewhere between 825 and 840 in the morning, and that he saw Madeline get out of the car, rummage through her backpack, and then head into the direction of the school. Then he claims that he went back home. He kind of just hung out, did some errands, and was pretty much home the rest of the day. At around 4 p.m., Jennifer shows up to Madeline's middle school to pick her up, but that's when she realizes that her daughter is not there. So she starts driving around looking for her daughter. She goes to visit her grandmother's house. She goes everywhere, but Madeline is just Mia. The email's a school, and that's when the school notifies her that Madeline never made it to first period, and she was absent the entire day. After this, Jennifer called 911 and reported her 13-year-old daughter as missing. Jennifer and Madeline's grandmother were so upset that they were not notified about her absence until the school day was over. They feel like they should have been notified right away as soon as Madeline missed first period. So police go to the Soto home and they begin to question Jennifer and her boyfriend Stefan about what happened that day. Stefan says what I just mentioned to you earlier, how he dropped Madeline off somewhere between 825 and 840 in the morning. Then Jennifer tells him that she last saw Madeline that morning at around 8 a.m. while she was getting ready for school. However, a day later, Jennifer and Stefan did an interview with the local news station, and this is when Jennifer's statements started to kind of contradict each other. At first, Jennifer said that she last saw her daughter at around 8 a.m. while she was getting ready for school. However, in one of these interviews, she said that both her and Stefan drove Madeline to school, that she dropped her off, that she saw Madeline get out of the car and walk towards the school. Then in that same interview, she contradicted herself again by saying, "Oh no, only my boyfriend Stefan took Madeline to school." So people were really analyzing these interviews because they just found it weird that Jennifer just could not remember if she did see her daughter in the morning. If she didn't, if she did drop her off, if she didn't. Stefan's interviews, he was basically just crying and begging that Madeline would be returned safely. Everyone was holding on to hope that Madeline would be found safe and sound. But unfortunately, a few days later, on February 28th, an arrest was made. Jennifer's boyfriend, Stefan Stearns, was arrested, and the charges against him are absolutely shocking. So at one point during the investigation, police had interviewed Stefan, and they actually asked him for his cell phone. Stefan agreed to this, and before handing his cell phone over, he actually told police, "Oops, I performed a factory reset on my phone." Police were like, "That's odd. Why would you do that?" But regardless of that, they were still able to uncover everything that was on his phone. And when they started digging through there, they found a handful, not even a handful, like hundreds and hundreds of images with child porn. These videos and images of the CPP were actually taken inside the Soto home, and they knew that Stefan was the adult in these videos due to an identifying mark on his private area. As for the child in the videos, it's believed that the child is 13-year-old Madeline Soto. The clothes that the child was wearing in these videos and photos were actually found inside Madeline's room. So after discovering all of that, Stefan was arrested on charges of battery and possessing CPP material. The sheriff held a press conference, and he stated that they no longer believed that Madeline was alive and that they were now looking for her body. The reason they believe this is because surveillance footage actually proved that Stefan never dropped Madeline off at school, like he claims. Surveillance footage showed Stefan throwing Madeline's backpack and her school laptop into a dumpster around their apartment complex at 7:35 in the morning. Then there's also surveillance footage showing him coming back to their apartment complex with Madeline in the car. And detectives believe that At that point, Madeline was already dead. So yeah, there's no way that he dropped her off at school between 825 and 840 in the morning, like he claims, when there's literally surveillance footage showing him throwing away her backpack and with Madeline's body in the car. Just hours after this press conference was held, Madeline's body was found in a wooded area around 45 minutes away from her home, and they actually got this lead from a tip. Someone called in and said that they believe that they saw Stefan Stearns on Monday pulled over on the side of the road, changing a flat tire. Again, Stefan claims that he was at home after dropping Madeline off at school, but now there's a witness that places him on the side of the road near where Madeline's body was eventually found. There was a vigil held for Madeline, and everyone was just absolutely heartbroken over what happened to her. Everyone was just so upset that this happened after her 13th birthday, and that she was going through so much abuse with Stefan. The community was a little bit upset that Stefan was charged with all of these other things, but that he wasn't charged with the death of Madeline. Now, detectives have come out and stated that they are working so hard on this case and that these type of things take time. So that's why they haven't charged Stefan with murder yet. What was even more disturbing is that on March 12th, 60 new charges were filed against Stefan Stearns, again related to CPP. These new charges are so disturbing, but one of them include essaying a child under 12 years old. With this, detectives believe that Stefan could have been abusing Madeline since she was 8 years old. As of now, Stefan continues to remain behind bars, and he has a pre-trial date in April, and then his trial is set to start in May. What Stefan did is absolutely disgusting, and it's terrible that he was on there crying and begging for Madeline's safe return when he knew that she wasn't coming back. A lot of people wonder if Jennifer knew about the abuse, but detectives have not charged her with anything, and they also claim that she was being very cooperative. My heart breaks for Madeline, and I just truly hope that she does receive justice.